Hello and welcome back, coming at you live from Chicago. Today guys, I want to talk about on the channel Bullets Garage. This is Rafael. I want to talk about 5 things that I dislike about my Lexus Gsf 2016. So without any further ado, let's get into it. Let me flip this camera around so I can show you what I'm talking about. My number one thing that I dislike about the car is the stance and the wheels. I don't understand why Lexus put 19-inch wheels on this car instead of 20s, because 20s would have filled out the wheel well so much better and the car would look absolutely menacing with 20s. As you can see, the wheel gap is not bad, but when you come from a side profile, the wheels are absolutely tucked inside. There's like about 1 inch of space between the fender gap here and where the wheel is. And I mean, if these were flush with the fender, just look how much better it would look. And if there were 20s, it would just fill up this car perfectly. You wouldn't have to do any drops or suspension modifications or anything. But as you know, aftermarket setup of wheels and tires, it could fix that easily. As far as the rear, I think the rear honestly is not bad. It tucks in a little bit, but nowhere bad as the front does. The wheels are beautiful. I love them. I just wish they were 20s, you know, guys? What do you think about that? Let me show you this side in the shade here. You can see, especially right here, how it tucks in. You see all that space between the fender and the wheel well. I mean, if this was a little wider tire and a 20-inch, that would fill it out perfectly and it would look just absolutely menacing. All right, but let's move on to number 2. And the second thing I dislike about this car is these gray accents on the mirror and on the door trim right here. Granted, I like this better than the mirror being painted white, but I don't understand why Lexus couldn't make this black along with the chrome, this gray trim here. If this was black and this was black, I think it would look perfect instead of gray. Honestly, there's nothing gray on the exterior of the car, so it doesn't really flow. So I don't understand why Lexus would do that. Number 3, guys, thing that I dislike about the car, this chrome trim around the doors and windows. I don't understand why car manufacturers still use chrome. You could use dark chrome or like a gunmetal instead of chrome and it will look so much cleaner. Especially since I have my windows tinted, it'll look a lot cleaner. But what can you do? Alright guys, let's move on to number 4. Excuse me. Number 4 thing that I dislike about the car is the key fob. I mean, this must be the plainest, ugliest looking key fob I have ever seen for a $90,000 car. My wife's Honda Accord key looks and feels better than this key does, which is so disappointing considering how much this car costs. You would think they'd give you a little bit nicer key instead of a generic key that every other Lexus uses. But hey, that's what we gotta deal with, right? Alright, so number 5 and the last thing that I don't like about the car is the miles per gallon. And I know what you're gonna say. It's a big V8. What do you expect it to get? It's not a Honda Civic. And honestly, it's not terrible miles per gallon. It's rated at 16 city, 25 highway, and I've been averaging around 16. But coming from a 2006 GTI, which got like 23 in the city, you know, this is a little bit of a shock to me, but hey, I'm just getting used to this V8 lifestyle. So I can't really complain about it, but that's my number 5 thing. I hope you liked this video. Click like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think about the car. Thank you guys, take care.